ecovegangal.com, and this video is all about seed sprouting. I'm really excited about this, especially after I did a little questionnaire on the Eco Vegan Gal Facebook page, and I received so many questions and could tell how interested the community is. This video is going to be very basic. We're going to start off with just what seed sprouting is, the benefits of it, and then I'll be having a full series of sprouting thanks to my new sponsor, Way Better Snacks. I became part of their ambassador program. They make these incredible tortilla chips. You can check out this little video review I did on them. They're all about sprouting. That's what makes their chips way better. And I'll talk more about them later, and you'll be able to find more information on ecovegangal.com about them and sprouting as well. And since we partnered up, I'm going to be doing a lot more content on sprouting as well as recipe development using their delicious chips. Alright, well, for no further ado, let's get started. So what is seed sprouting? It is the process of germinating a seed and letting it grow a little bit and then halting the growth right when it starts to develop a tail. So if you've ever put a seed, a grain, or even a bean into water for a little bit of time, you'll see it starts to grow, just like any seeds when you put them into dirt. But you don't even have to use dirt when you're sprouting. You just put it in some moist environment. What happens then is it's biologically activated. That means all the nutrients are starting to come out as the enzymes are turned on. They turn into these delicious things that you can use as ingredients. And you can dehydrate them and then use them just as you would with any dried seeds, beans, or grains. It's a little bit different from green sprouting. This is what people typically think of with sprouts, and that's when you actually let the seed or the grain or the bean actually develop a full tail. You can do this with practically anything, even nuts like peanuts. There are lots of benefits to sprouting. The number one reason is that every seed, bean, and grain has natural enzyme inhibitors around it like phytic acids, lectins, and tannins. So when you eat these foods that aren't sprouted, when they still have that enzyme inhibitor wrapped around them, they can irritate your digestive system. So that can result in inflammation, allergic reactions, or any sort of digestion issues. That's actually why health advocates recommend that you soak beans for about 8 hours. They don't entirely go into a sprouting process, but just about. That gives them enough time to let go of those enzyme inhibitors. In addition to being much easier to digest, sprouted foods have a lot more nutritional value because you're opening up for your body to be able to absorb all of the great benefits. So you'll have more protein, essential fatty acids, minerals, vitamins, and starches, all that great things that you want to get from those foods that wouldn't be available to you if you were just to eat them as they are. One thing that you may be familiar with is flax seeds. Anytime you make a recipe of flax seeds, people will often recommend that you grind them up together because if you eat them whole, they're going to come out of your body exactly in the same form that they have. So in addition to grinding up flax seeds, you could actually sprout them, and their nutritional value goes up 600%. Sprouted foods can also help neutralize and remove waste from the body, and they have a lot more antioxidants in it that your body can readily absorb. You may have heard in the news lately something about sprouts and foodborne illnesses. This is a little bit different when it comes to seed sprouting versus green sprouting, as I mentioned in the beginning, but I do want to tell you a few things. The big reason sprouts are susceptible to bacteria that's dangerous to us is because they're grown in moist environments. And there's a number of factors that can get involved there. It also depends on the quality of the seed and how they're being used. So for seed sprouting, in the case of Way Better Snacks, they're super careful about it. They only use high quality, mostly organic, and grown in the US seeds. They also make sure that as soon as they're done sprouting, they're dehydrated so that they can use them in their products completely safely. I'll talk more about green sprouts in the future, but just a few tips here while we're on the subject. You really just want to be careful about the source. Bacteria can grow while sprouts are being grown. They can grow during transportation and storage. It can happen when it's actually at the store, especially if lots of people are touching these moist sprouts. So you really want to be careful about where you're getting it from. I've had a lot of success with getting delicious sprouts from farmers markets because they're usually super fresh and they're handled with so much care, and there's a lot less contact than there would be at a grocery store. You can also grow your own sprouts, and we'll talk more about that later. I've done that myself. It's a lot of fun. It's very easy, and tends to be safer if you're really paying attention and you're getting high quality seeds and grains and beans when you're doing it. The last topic I'm going to address in this video is what happens when sprouts are cooked? Is it okay to heat them up? This is a great question, especially since in the terms of Way Better, they're using them in baking and a little bit of frying to make their tortilla chips. Many vitamins and minerals are actually not heat sensitive, so when you're using them in a cooked environment, you're not really losing too much of the nutritional value. But you got to keep in mind that because sprouted foods are so much more nutritious than unsprouted foods, even when you cook with them, their nutritional value is going to be much higher than when you were cooking with unsprouted foods. Well, I hope you learned something today. I certainly did while doing all this research. Way Better has a ton of great information on their website and they keep adding it and adding it. Now that they have this ambassador program, they've got a bunch of really big health advocates that are doing topics like this. So if you go to ecovegangal.com and you find this article, which actually the link is right down below here on YouTube, I'll link to the other ambassadors of the program so you can follow them and you can learn more about sprouting in the process. Stay tuned for the recipe I'm going to be doing with the Way Better snacks and more videos coming up on sprouting and anything related to what they're doing. I would love to hear your questions. If you have them, the best way to reach me is to put it in your question in the form down below. If you leave it in the comments section, it's a lot harder for me to keep track of and organize it all. But the comment section is great for comments. So if you like this, you can give it a thumbs up, plus say whatever you want to say. I would love to hear if you've tried Way Better snacks, which your favorite flavors are. And again, for more information, you know where to find it, ecovegangal.com, plus all of these fantastic social media networks where I'm very active. I'll be active more with Way Better as well. And I think that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!